I just have a little bit of wrap up and talking about plans for tomorrow. And just wanted to remind everyone that tomorrow had really been reserved for individual working group meetings. A lot had said, the individual progress in the monthly meetings was sufficient. So what we're going to do tomorrow is have the TGX group meeting. It really is to finish up the qualification though, so that will be closed. But as Carol and others mentioned, there's opportunities to get involved with that group sort of after, end of this year, basically. I will encourage folks, and we just heard from the CARC group that they are going to be presenting the biomarkers. So we didn't get to hear from the actual developers today, but we will tomorrow. And some of these conversations about, harmonization and looking at other lists will definitely come up. So I encourage you all to attend this. It's the same link, and I'll send out a reminder tomorrow for folks. So I just wanted to do a little bit of wrap up today. Today you heard a diverse portfolio of projects. I wanted to do a few polls for the folks that were on. We covered a lot of space here, but I wanted to kind of get a sense of which projects resonated with you the most. So I'm going to launch a poll there. And you can select multiple ones. So, it might have been you tuned in for one project, but ended up hearing about another that you really thought was interesting. So just let us know and we can kind of see the spread of what has been of interest today. So that'll be going on. I'm going to do a few of these and folks can just kind of respond as we go and we can see the different spread throughout the team. I want to hear, we had a keynote talk. We didn't really talk about it today, but we had a scoping project with Scott Auerbach about really linking some of these tissue level responses and biomarkers. There's other things on our horizon, but want to hear from you all about, what are some other things related to system talks we should be thinking about. And we also didn't mention today, but we're really focused on a lot of like tools and methods. We're not really in the individual chemical space, but like what are some topics that might be of interest? And for this, you can go ahead and type and we can collect these answers. Great. I see things like IVE. That's a really important one that, especially for some of our in vitro projects, is going to be extremely important. And even for some that are maybe currently, in the in vivo space, but we want to apply to in vitro, that'll be really important considerations. Human NAMs, platform discussion. So maybe that's about sequencing, maybe sequencing comparisons, free DNA, and then cell-free. These are all interesting things that could tackle as a team. So it's interesting to see these responses. Let it go just a few more seconds and see if we get more. IATAs, that's something, we started to talk about with the TGX DDI. As of this year in our eco-risk group, we actually have experience with submitting one. So we can maybe leverage that and look into that. Seeing NAMs get bigger. Let's see. Rodent models, species translatability, that's a big one that always comes up, especially as we're working in these sort of regulatory paradigms, but trying to make it relevant for humans, or integrating this to more eco-species, because a lot of these tools aren't just for humans, it could be used across. So this is really good feedback. I encourage folks to keep writing into that chat and we'll collect that information. This is also something I'll plug here if there's interesting topics that we're maybe not going to right now take up as a project, but wouldn't have a webinar on. I really welcome that and encourage folks to email me or Chrissy with ideas. Okay. One thing we've heard about today is we're able to do a lot of work on pretty small budgets. And a lot of this is thanks to in-kind support from the team, people doing work for us either at cost or just in kind. Some of this is based on the industry contributions to eSTAR. We've now started to do for Oasis, asking folks to contribute specific amounts, which are larger, but will go to a specific project. So wanted to launch a poll here to see if there's other ways that we could maybe fund projects. I'm sorry, just looking for my poll. This will be another type in one. So this could be, if there's a specific grant we should be looking into, like the Welcome Borough or something like that would be interesting. If there's other ones we should look at, if there's collaborations that we could team up on, or at least give our expertise to help them across. This is all really helpful information for us as we're trying to be creative in how we advance our projects. Give that one a few seconds and also trying to look at some of the other ones. Omics integration. I don't know if that was meant for this one or the last one. Genome Canada, yeah, that's one that has come up once or so before, but it would be good to look into, especially since we have so many Canadian colleagues. And that's another one too, since we sit in the US, that's something we've kind of looked towards US grants, but it's something that the money doesn't necessarily need to go to HESI to get work done. So that's something, for Oasis, we really partnered with the Broad. The grant funding ended up going there to get the work done. So that's something we can consider there too. Okay, so we'll let that one go. I think that was most of what I had today. We can have a little bit of an open discussion. I know it's been a long day and some folks have been on the call the whole day. I just encourage you, if you're new or if you're on one project but are really interested in another project, to email myself and Chrissy about how to get involved and what's interesting to you. So, Chrissy, do you have anything you would like to add?
No, just if you are on the TGX DDI working group, we'll be meeting tomorrow at 9 a.m. and we'll see you then.
Great. All right. I think with that, I don't see anything popping up in the chat or anything. It's been a long day, so I think we can go ahead and conclude. And I just really thank everyone for their participation. I thank the speakers and really great conversations and keeping the work in this committee going. So thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.